King Ravana, a legendary story of Sri Lanka. Long ago, in the emerald heart of Sri Lanka, a prince was born not just to rule, but to seek the depths of the universe. Young Ravana did not spend his days merely in the training of swords, but in the quiet companionship of ancient palm leaf scrolls. He believed that the greatest empire was one built upon the foundations of knowledge and the discipline of the mind. As he grew, Ravana discovered that the rhythm of the world was found in music. He mastered the veena, a stringed instrument that sang with the voice of the wind and the ocean. It was said that when he played, even the wild beasts of the forest would pause to listen, for his music was a bridge between the earthly and the divine. Seeking a deeper understanding of existence, Ravana retreated to the mist-covered mountains. There, he engaged in profound meditation, mastering his breath and his desires. He sought the 10 wisdoms, often symbolized by 10 heads, representing his mastery over the sciences, the arts, and the complex layers of human emotion. The time came for Ravana to take his place as the king of Lanka. At his coronation, he did not ask for the fear of his subjects, but for their trust. He donned the crown not as a symbol of ego, but as a heavy mantle of responsibility to protect the island's beauty and its people's prosperity. Under his reign, Lanka became a land of gold, not just in metal, but in spirit. He envisioned a city where architecture mirrored the geometry of the stars. He walked among the builders and the masons, sharing his designs for a capital that would be the envy of the world. Beside him stood Mandodari, a queen of immense wisdom and grace. They often walked through the royal gardens, discussing the ethics of leadership. Mandodari reminded him that a king's strength is measured by his compassion, a sentiment that Ravana held close to his heart as they looked upon the blooming lotuses. Ravana was also a master of the healing arts. He wrote treatises on medicine and herbs, spending hours in his laboratories concocting balms for the weary. He believed that a leader must ensure his people were healthy in body so they could be strong in spirit. His intellect reached even the skies. Ravana was a pioneer of ancient aeronautics, dreaming of the Pushpaka Vimana, a craft that could navigate the currents of the air. He watched the flight of eagles, translating their movements into the mechanics of flight, proving that the sky was not a limit, but a new frontier. However, the weight of power often brought difficult choices. His brother, Vibhishana, often questioned the path of the kingdom. On many nights, the two brothers would sit together, debating the nature of duty and the shadows that follow great light. Ravana listened, for he knew that a king without critics is a king without a mirror. Devotion was the anchor of Ravana's life. He was a fervent devotee of the cosmic forces, often seen at the grand shrines he built. He offered flowers not as a plea for more power, but as a gesture of gratitude for the life he had been granted and the wisdom he had attained. When the winds of conflict eventually reached the shores of Lanka, Ravana did not shy away. He stood upon the ramparts of his golden city, looking at the horizon. He knew that every legend has its winter, and he prepared to meet his fate with the same dignity with which he had lived his life. Though the stories of battles are often what remain, the true legacy of King Ravana lives in the echoes of the Veena and the ancient scrolls of Sri Lanka. He remains a symbol of the intellectual giant, a king who sought to master the world by first mastering himself, leaving behind a golden dream for all who seek wisdom.